What's up guys, Titan here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this video, I'll be talking about how I think Disney should take advantage of the Marvel animation brand. So as always, let's get into it. So, as you guys know, they announced X-Men 97, and that is actually the first cartoon that will be under the Marvel animation brand. And I really think that Disney and Marvel should take advantage of that and try to make a bunch of Marvel related cartoons. And I think it would be a great idea because we really don't have any cartoons out there at all from Marvel. The last one we had was Marvel Spider-Man 2017, which my opinion, it wasn't that good of a show. I'm sorry if you liked it, that's cool with me. I thought the animation was kind of uh I thought it was too kiddish, even for my taste. Uh and they did the same animation for the last season of Avengers Assemble, which I really wish they wouldn't have done that because the animation, my opinion, on the first four seasons were really solid, and it was in the same universe as Ultimate Spider-Man. In my opinion, that was the last time we had a connected Marvel animated universe. The first time was the 90s, and I really think that they should make more related cartoons, especially with a lot of movies coming out next few years. Rather than the Fantastic Four, uh, what else? Spider-Man 4 will come out eventually. Which, by the way, I've heard a lot of drama between Sony and Marvel about Spider-Man 4. I hear that Sony wants it to be another multiverse film with Tobey and Andrew and Tom, and Marvel wants it to be a street level film. And right now, I'm just thinking to myself, just let Marvel do what they want instead of Sony trying to take it over, because we've seen what happens when they try to take stuff over. And I already know why they want Spider-Man 4 to come out next year. It's because Madam Web bombed so bad. So, I mean, honestly, here's the answer to their problem: make good movies and focus on the storytelling instead of trying to make crappy cash grabs that are just to keep the Spider-Man film rights. Well, really and truly, Disney should just buy Sony or buy Spider-Man back in general. So that's my quick opinion on that. But anyway, getting back to the animation. I remember growing up when a lot of the early Marvel films that came out, we had a cartoon that came out soon after. Like for example, X-Men 2000, X-Men Evolution came out the same year. Spider-Man came out 2002. The year after, the new animated series came out. Didn't last too long. Uh, Fantastic Four, and then the year after that, Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. Then X-Men Origins Wolverine, Wolverine the X-Men. Then Spectacular Spider-Man came out 2007. Then Spider-Man 3. Then Spectacular Spider-Man came out. And then, of course, when The Amazing Spider-Man came out 2012, we got Ultimate Spider-Man, which was the longest running Spider-Man show. 105 episodes, uh, 4 seasons, I believe, which, honestly, I'm one of the few people that really liked Ultimate Spider-Man. And I thought Drake Bell did a great job as Spider-Man. Uh, I know some people didn't like it because of the comedy and stuff like that, but me personally, it's Batman Brave and the Bold to Marvel, because you see Spider-Man interact with so many characters, which no other show besides the 90s animation series has done that. But he never interacted with many characters as much as he did in Ultimate Spider-Man, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, you saw Blade pop up, the Creature Commandos, of course, Moon Knight. Punisher didn't show up. I was surprised about that. Daredevil did not show up. Uh, but I just think that was a great universe, and to me, what kind of overshadowed it was the MCU. I mean, when you talk about Marvel, the first thing people are gonna say the movies. That's the first thing anyone's gonna tell you, the movies. That's it. They don't tell you the cartoons or anything like that, unless you're a diehard fan. But and with DC, the first thing you think about DC probably Batman animated series, and then the movies are second. So it's the opposite with both Marvel and DC. So, but one thing I wish Marvel would do, I wish they would put out cartoons to coincide with the movies, or just put good cartoons out in general. Because when DC was doing it, they pumped out a lot of Batman cartoons. In spite of all the movies, they still put out good cartoons, and some of them did coincide with the movie, like Green Lantern, the animated series. Uh, but I just think that it was a great way to give something to the fans and also the younger fans coming in. I know when I was growing up, of course, had Batman animated series, Superman, Batman Beyond, then later on the Batman, and then Teen Titans, and then that got canceled, and then Young Justice came out, which I thought was pretty cool. Which to me, uh, Young Justice is where Teen Titans left off. It's like where Teen Titans left off, Young Justice picked up the slack, and they made it a little more adult themed. And honestly, that's really what I think that Marvel should do with animated shows. If they put out any animated cartoons, I think that they should make it for all ages. Make it maybe similar to X-Men the animated series, which sounds like they're doing with X-Men 97. And I think if they want to expand on that, they should really bring back the 90s shows. If not, then maybe just bring back Spider-Man, or maybe make animated movies. I mean, I would love to see animated movies based on the 90s animated series. I mean, a lot of them did get canceled, which I really thought was a shame. Some of them ended on a good note, like Iron Man. The last episode of Iron Man I thought was pretty solid. I'm in the middle of Fantastic Four right now, so I have to see how that ends. Even though I watched it before, but it's been so long I can't remember. And Spider-Man had a good ending, but at the same time, it was a cliffhanger, so it was 50-50. Silver Surfer, that totally ended on a cliffhanger. I thought that sucked. Avengers United, they stand, another cliffhanger, and then Spider-Man Unlimited, another cliffhanger. So it's like, oh. But then again, Marvel was going bankrupt back then, so that's understandable. But honestly, I wish it would have made a toy line at least for Spider-Man Unlimited. But like I said, it was probably the bankruptcy, which was the reason they couldn't produce toys for that show. But anyway, but I think Marvel making animated shows today, I think that it would really work. And they would get a ton of viewers because a lot of fans nowadays that grew up in the early 2000s are older like me. And a lot of fans that grew up in the 90s would jump on that ship too. Because no matter what, when I was a kid or even into adulthood, I watched every single Spider-Man show that came out. I watched the 90s, even though I wasn't born yet. That was my exposure to Spider-Man, the 90s. And then I didn't find out about Spider-Man Unlimited till way later. The same with Spider-Man the New Animated Series. I watched that way later on. But I did watch Spectacular Spider-Man when it came out. The same Ultimate Spider-Man. And then the 2017 show, Marvel Spider-Man. And other shows that came out around the early 2000s, around that period, like Iron Man Armored Adventures, X-Men Evolution, Wolverine and the X-Men, Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. Stuff like that, it really, really sticks in my mind. And I think that Marvel really has the potential to make some good shows. I think they could do it good as DC once did it with the animated universe. Because honestly, I wish that Marvel will make a lot of animated movies and shows as much as DC did. Because if you think about what DC's done, DC has done a lot with animated stuff. With the animated universe, uh, and stuff like Young Justice, which really truly, in my opinion, I think that they should make spin-off shows from the Young Justice universe. Cause I'd love to see something like that, like Batman, Superman, whatever. And the animated movies, of course, they still have animated movies coming out. I think that Marvel should definitely take advantage of that. They should capitalize on that because we had a few Marvel movies, animated movies like the Invincible Iron Man, the two Avengers films, Young Avengers, stuff like that. That really sticks out. I really think that they should take advantage of that with the Marvel Animation brand. Whether or not they bring back Spider-Man animated series or not, or make it into a movie, like a finale movie, I would love that. So I'll get what I can take. I mean, when I saw Spider-Man Limited and Across the Spider-Verse, it really got me thinking. Out of all the Spider-Man that they can show, why would they show Spider-Man Unlimited? Even though we didn't talk in the film, why? And just goes to show you that maybe some of the people who were working on the film was a fan of that show, and they're like, let's have Spider-Man Unlimited. So, of course, we had Spectacular Spider-Man, a big favorite among fans. And honestly, I think if Sony wants to capitalize on the nostalgia, if they're smart, I think they should get back all the voice actors who have played Spider-Man and all the great cartoons. The animated series, Spider-Man Unlimited, Spectacular Spider-Man, uh, the new animated series. Uh, I think that would just be awesome to see those versions of Spider-Man interact. But I would love to see a new Fantastic Four cartoon. We're getting X-Men 97, so Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is coming out, so we'll see how that does. I'd like to see a new Iron Man cartoon. Uh, or cartoons of characters they never done, or another Hulk cartoon. So I would like to see cartoons based on characters I never got a cartoon, like for example Daredevil, but that might not happen since we're getting Daredevil Born Again. But I would just love to see a new Marvel animated universe where you see a bunch of characters interacting. Because the last time we saw that was the I'm just gonna call it the Ultimate Animated Universe, because there's really no name for it. Because the Marvel Animated Universe is the 90s, so I'm just gonna call the second one the Ultimate Marvel Animated Universe. So we saw Luke Cage pop up, Iron Fist, of course Spider-Man, the Creature Commandos, Blade, Moon Knight, Hulk, of course Hulk and the Agents of Smash, which I think was a great cartoon. I did a video about that on my channel a while back. Fantastic Four showed up, of course the Avengers. Who else? Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider showed up in Hulk and the Agents of Smash. Agents of Smash. Sorry about that. Daredevil didn't show up, and Punisher didn't show up. So, and I don't know why. It's because the Netflix shows were still going on at that time. So, but since Marvel owns the TV rights to every character now, I think that they should really take advantage of that and make animated shows. And honestly, it could be like the 90s. You get like a Spider-Man show or a Hulk show, Fantastic Four show, Avengers, you name it. So, of course, the 90s was uh was a great time. I can't speak for a lot of people because I wasn't around a lot because I was born in 97. So, I don't remember a lot of that. So, the 90s, I can only imagine, was a great time. You had X-Men coming out, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Spider-Man, The Incredible Hulk, which I think were really good shows. And the Silver Surfer, even though it ended on a cliffhanger, I think that those 6 shows were the best out of the 8. Uh, Avengers United, they stand. I thought it was weird with the whole tech armor thing. But I thought it was really interesting making Ant-Man the leader. That's the only time we see Ant-Man in that universe in the 90s. So I thought that was really interesting. Uh, of course, Spider-Man Unlimited. Spider-Man Unlimited was a very different thing, and you can really tell that they were trying to copy Batman Beyond, and this sort of somewhat did Avengers United Stand, the whole tech thing, but not as much as Spider-Man Unlimited did. But honestly, they should have just made a 2099 show instead. But DC did Batman Beyond. Uh, uh, I guess they couldn't. So, but Spider-Man Unlimited, I thought was very interesting. I watched it very recently, and honestly, I think Rino Romano did a great job voicing the Spider-Man character. Uh, I think the alternate version of the Green Goblin kicked ass. Vulture I thought was pretty interesting. Electro, take it or leave it. Hunter, take it or leave it too. Uh, but I really think if the show got a second season, I really think it could have reached its full potential. Because I thought that the show touched on some uh some deep topics in a way, and it just goes to show you that no matter what world he's on, Spider-Man will always do what he can to help someone in need. So I thought that that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool seeing Spider-Man back in the black suit. That was pretty cool, and I really think that the Amazing Spider-Man suit for 2012 was inspired by Spider-Man Unlimited, in my opinion. I mean, the eyes were gold. Yeah, the big spider. Although I think the spider for Amazing Spider-Man suit, I think that was just something that they came up with. And the way they had the red on him right here, without any webs or anything, it's just a red line going down his arm. The same thing in Spider-Man Unlimited. But I would just love for Marvel shows or cartoons in general to make a comeback. Because like I said, early 2000s, that's when it was really happening. With a lot of the early Marvel films coming out. Said Fantastic Four got Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes, Spider-Man 3, Spectacular Spider-Man, X-Men, X-Men Evolution. It's stuff like that that I really miss. And Marvel should totally make animated shows like that again. And getting back to DC for a second, it's very different because anyone will tell you that DC has had a lot of great animated shows compared to Marvel. Marvel has had great animated shows, but Marvel always gets overshadowed, excuse me, by the MCU, and that's one thing that I think shouldn't have overshadowed those shows. I mean, in Avengers Assemble, a lot of the characters had the same designs that they have in the MCU, which I think was truly a big mistake. They shouldn't have tried to copy the MCU, and I think that they should push. If they have any new shows coming out, they should push these shows up front and not do any crappy advertising. And honestly, so far they're doing good on X-Men 97 because honestly, in my opinion, it's just so random. And I wonder who came up with the idea to revive the 90s X-Men show, because everyone knows that X-Men was like the first big step in Marvel animation right there. Anyone will tell you that's the first great animated Marvel show. Not to put down the Marvel shows that came out before that, like the 80s stuff or the 60s stuff, but X-Men 92 was just a big point in time and big stepping point for Marvel in animation. And I think that's why they brought it back. And honestly, that's the case, and I think that they should totally bring back Spider-Man animated series. And if they want to bring back the other ones, sure, because me, personally, I love Robert Hayes as Iron Man. I think he did a great job. Lou Ferrigno certainly did a great job of voicing the Hulk for the Incredible Hulk show, which, in my opinion, was the most underrated animated series ever. I think it was a great show. And of course, being exposed to that, the 2003 Hulk movie coming out as a kid, I thought it was great. And I just want to see a new Marvel animated universe where all the characters interact, whether some of those characters don't have a show or not. If they pop up in one person show, like for example in Fantastic Four, Thor showed up, Ghost Rider showed up the same episode. I thought that was cool, and he he Ghost Rider literally trashed Galactus. I thought that was cool. You don't ever see that Galactus going up against Ghost Rider. I thought that was awesome. Uh, but summing it all up, I think Marvel should do what DC has done in animation. Period. That way they can establish themselves, and also it'll be good for kids too because a lot of the MCU it's been on to me built on nostalgia from the older fans, but at the same time it's for kids. But I think that they'll really benefit from making cartoons, good quality cartoons that are for all ages. So, for example, going back to Batman the Animated Series, that was an adult themed show, but it also appealed to kids too. So, which X-Men did too. So, I think if X-Men 97 is very successful, which I think it will be, I think that they should totally bring back the 90s shows or just make new shows in general with a new universe. So, that's my take on that, guys. That's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.